Ever since October 7th, there have been a lot of false claims and accusations that have been leveled against Israel. I want to show you an interesting clip right here where Destiny, who is a video game streamer, a Catholic video game streamer at that, he's having a conversation, a debate with Cenk Uygur. And Destiny, this is a sort of rundown of a lot of the accusations that have been leveled against Israel and a refutation of them. It's a little bit sped up, but it kind of goes through. You get all the bullet points of the accusation and the refutation in this little clip. It's pretty fun to watch. Check it out.
When we talk about like 2,000-pound bombs, we talk about like the indiscriminate bombing of like the Israeli stuff. There are so many random crazy things that are brought up here. We talk about like Israel's dropping so many bombs, killing so many people. Israel's dropped like 24,000 bombs. Okay, they're killing less than 1 bomb per person. If their goal was to kill civilians, they are the worst bombers in literally the entire world.
Well, does that make a difference how many bombs have dropped?
Of course it makes a difference. If you drop 1 bomb and you kill 50,000 people, you're probably trying to kill a lot of people. If you drop 24,000 bombs and your civilian casualties are less than per bomb dropped, it seems like a hard argument to say that they're indiscriminately killing civilians. Okay? When we talk about numbers of civilians killed, the numbers aren't important. What's important is the intention. When Israel kills civilians, especially in the course of this war, those civilians are killed as collateral. When Hamas kills civilians, it's because they're targeting them. Hamas's bullets were not accidentally flying into the heads of partygoers looking for IDF soldiers when they breached the walls on October 7th. They were looking to kill civilians. Okay? Hamas does not drop pamphlets, make phone calls, knock on roofs, and then wait for an invasion at the behest of the West and the United States to wait for civilians to leave. They just go in and they kill whoever they can find. This idea also of dumb bombs, most bombs are dumb bombs. If you're not firing a guided missile, of course it's a dumb bomb. Just because it's a dumb bomb doesn't mean it's not aimed. You can aim a bomb. Just because it's dumb and it doesn't have a guidance system or any sort of secondary flight system or actual like aiming system doesn't mean that it's a dumb bomb. You drop a bomb from a plane, you know about where it's going to go. Again, if you didn't, the civilian casualty toll would probably be a lot higher. The idea they're barely aiming them does not seem to be justified at all. When we say the tunnels are totally unaffected, we've literally seen videos of entire apartment things collapsing with like tunnels and shit underneath. Yeah, the tunnels might not have been destroyed as much as they wanted to be. That's why they dropped 2,000-pound bombs. We dropped bunker busters in Afghanistan and Iraq, I believe. It's no surprise that Israel's doing it here to try to destroy tunnels. Every statement that the IDF puts out as propaganda, I guess that's kind of true. You're saying that they should show them capturing Hamas soldiers, but literally every single video or picture Israel puts out either ends up getting re-propagandized. Like, for instance, people say Israel said that there were 40 beheaded babies. Israel never said that. A French reporter incorrectly reported that, and everybody ran with it, and it ended up being not true. Or when you see like photos of burned babies, people are saying, oh, well, these are Photoshop. No, they're not. There's no evidence of that. When you got the videos of them walking through that hospital and you see the tunnels and everything afterwards, they go, oh, well, actually, Israel built those tunnels, and there were just a few guns in that hospital, sitting around an MRI machine that hasn't been turned on for months. Like, even if they put out videos and images, it seems like it doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, okay, that was all the points I wanted to respond to. Go ahead. I do care if they die. Hamas doesn't care if they die, and Hamas is the owner of the region, and Hamas is the one conducting warfare. I don't know why we're so critical of the defending country here when Hamas is the one that has popular support of the Palestinians. Hamas operates out of the Gaza Strip, and Hamas does infinite attacks against civilians. Hold on, you wanted me to answer the question. You asked me if I care that civilians are dying. I do. I think it's horrible that civilians are dying, but the responsibility there rests with Hamas. And if anything, for the Palestinians that continue to support Hamas, which unfortunately is still the majority of the Palestinians. That is a big issue, and that has to be dealt with before we ask Israel to just roll over and grant them infinite peace as a reward for the October 7th attack, and then pray that they don't attack them in the future. Even though if they did attack them in the future, people like you would still say, well, you don't have the right to do that, just like you would probably against the Saudi-led coalition going after the Houthis in Yemen, even though the Houthis in Yemen are shooting ballistic missiles into Riyadh. You're going to say the exact same thing. Well, no, there's a famine, there's a humanitarian crisis, there are too many civilians dying, like that attack. Israel is still the big guy. Israel's still the 200-pound guy against the 120-pound guy, even if they're two separate states. So no, I don't agree that giving them a separate state achieves anything for Israel. I don't even think it gives them better humanitarian standing for people internationally like you that would criticize them regardless. And I just don't see any reason. I think it's absolutely true. But
why the hell would I criticize Israel after they make a peace deal and they have two states? Well, that doesn't even make any sense.
You would criticize them for this same counterattack if Hamas continued to attack them from the Palestinian state.
No, I said you could do a counterattack, but there comes a point where you've murdered enough.
So wait, so counterattacks are just measured? Is a counterattack just measured in human life then? If they kill 1,000 of my citizens, I go kill 1,000 of theirs. Is that the point of a counterattack?
No, your point is endless war, and you just admitted.
I didn't say endless war. You want endless war. You're saying because if you kill,
they're going to attack anyway because they're savages, right?
No.
How many are you going to murder, Destiny?
However many it takes to complete the mission. Do you think they were intentionally trying to kill civilians?
Definitely.
Then why didn't they kill more? Why only 19,000?
Because they're doing it in a way where they have plausible deniability. For look, I'm sorry, I'm going to do my first insult, but for schmucks like you to go, well, they were moving them and they were being super gentle and they surrounded them with pillows and they warned them, and they killed 20 times many civilians as Hamas did. But golly, gee, it was all an accident.
Gotcha. And I'll let you do your whole thing. I'm just curious. Do you have a single shred of evidence for any of that? That's what I thought. Okay, you can do your whole thing, but you have no evidence. You have no evidence for the indiscriminate targeting of civilians.
People are dead.
Are you just going to keep repeating the number? We can count if you want. We can spend the rest of the room counting up to 90,000.
Not civilians.
I'm saying they're not indiscriminately targeting civilians, and if you have a single shred of them indiscriminately targeting civilians, I'd like to hear it.
Targeting civilians.
Yes.
Yeah. So my contention is they didn't accidentally kill a disproportionate number of civilians. So you're saying your contention is they were trying their damnedest to not kill civilians.
Well, but the difference is you can say that in a goofy voice, but I gave you evidence of that. Cenk, I gave you evidence of that.
Cenk said you're going to respond to those points of evidence. That's
you can try to put my side in a funny voice. I'm not using a funny voice. I'm saying that Israel allows in humanitarian aid at Western pressure. Israel delayed the invasion to give people time to flee. Israel told everybody in northern Gaza that a military conquest was coming, and Israel does do door knocking, and Israel does call buildings. These are all very strange actions from somebody that is trying to maximize civilian casualties.
Yeah, that was a lot of fast talking, but a lot of facts being sent in the way of Cenk. This is something that it should be completely known by now, that people like John Spencer, who is the world leading expert in urban warfare, has said that the combatant to civilian ratio in Israel is lower than the average war in urban warfare. This is something that's been rehashed and resaid and reused since October 7th, and it's just an excuse to stop the war, to want the war to be stopped, and try to use the pull on our emotional cords, that because many civilians, unfortunately, tragically, have been killed on the side of Gaza because of the fact that Hamas implants themselves amongst the civilians, purposely trying in their own right to kill civilians, that this is used as a leverage point. Well, look how many people have been killed. The war needs to end because so many people have been killed. A war is not determined over by having the same amount of people killed on both sides. Well, Israel had 1,200 of its people captured, killed and captured, and so we need to do the same to Hamas, and that'll be an even war. That's not how a war is fought or won. A war is won by taking the problem and eradicating the problem, getting rid of Hamas from running the Gaza Strip and getting the hostages back. That's when the war will end, and that's what we've seen. If you like this content in general, please hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. Love to stay in touch with you. Take care.